Hello, Crestview. It's me again, your Mayor J.B. Whitten, spending a few minutes with you today. The first thing I want to talk about is the elephant in the room, and that is what's going on all across the United States, all the different disruptions we're having in our cities over the murder we had recently. And I just want to assure you that here in the city of Crestview, your leadership is not just sitting back and going to be reactive to things happening around us. As you know, we have a very proactive city manager. We have a proactive city council, and I'm right in there with them. So we have been meeting. We've had meetings already. We had a roundtable on Monday with some of the African American leadership in our city, so we could have very candid conversations about what's going on around us, and what we can do in Crestview to make sure that it doesn't happen here. How can we protect all of our citizens, which is our job to do as your leadership team. So I just want to be able to share that with you. And it's not something that we sit around a round table one time and we're going to solve problems. We left that table with a mission that we all have to do, whether it's the police department, city manager, or me as your mayor. We all have tasks we have to do to make sure that we're taking care of all of our people safely and securely. So I wanted to get that right up front. I do want to commend All In Credit Union. They have notified me yesterday that they are contributing a $5,000 check to our small business grant program, which means that our city manager will be able to open that back up for several more small businesses that weren't able to get in on the first or the second round. So this will be round number 3 as soon as we actually get that check into the system. So my advice to you, if you're a small business and you qualify and you didn't get in the first or second round, continue to monitor the City of Crestview webpage and find out when that program is going to open up again. That's a small business grant that the city authorized, and we took solicitations from businesses, and we've had some of our banks and businesses participate, and like I said, All In Credit Union is the latest one to be a participant. Another thing that I really need to clear up, because my understanding is that there might be some inaccurate advertising out there on the movie coming up on the 20th of June. Someplace I heard it was billed as a drive-in, and that's not true. That was a possibility if we really had to do it again. I know it was popular, but it also requires a lot more work on behalf of the city to do that. So it was my decision not to have another drive-in as long as we could get underneath the whole umbrella there in the amphitheater and put our families spaced far enough apart so we're still going to have social distance. Excuse me. We're still going to have social distance, but can enjoy the movie. So it's going to be sit down, and it'll be on the 20th of June, and it'll be starting at 8 p.m. And the movie is going to be Toy Story 4, which I haven't seen yet. So I'll be looking forward to that. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure you understand that it is not going to be a drive-in. It's going to be a sit down. And the other thing I'm not really sure yet, I want to check in this afternoon, is whether there'll be a food vendor out there or not. Initially, we weren't going to have someone out there, but as we get through this coronavirus issues, all the closing down, we're opening more and more things. So I don't see there's a big issue from having somebody standing in line and getting a hamburger than there is with somebody sitting down in the restaurant. So we'll look into if we can add that on the 20th or not. And if we do, we'll advertise that on Facebook and any other social media that we have. The last topic I have for you is a city council meeting coming up on Monday. As always, we'll have plenty of ordinance for you. Now, ordinances are strange things because, quite frankly, they're uninteresting to most people, but they're necessary in order to get business done in the city. We have to pass ordinances, which is basically a fancy way of a city law. That's all it is. And every time we do an ordinance, we have to do it at least twice, and it has to be advertised in a public meeting. And on the last meeting, we did 17. I counted every one of them, 17 ordinances. And so if they're all first readings, that means we have a 17 that we have to do on the second reading. So as always, you can tune in. I believe we're still doing our live feed on the city webpage. And Ken Nielsen from CCTV is also doing a live feed on Facebook. So looking forward to that on Monday night, 6 p.m. We are still keeping the crowds down. You're always welcome to come in. We'll have some seats in there spaced out. And but if you don't want to come in or can't come in, roll into one of the feeds and see what's going on. Because a lot of people can't come in, we're having our city clerk monitor the feeds, and if you ask a relevant question, then we will go ahead and ask her to relay it to us and we respond to it. Now, that doesn't mean you can't ask any question. It just means if we're on a particular topic, for instance, if we're talking about the status of the General Dollar Store going up, and you say, hey, what are you going to do about State Road 85, widening it or whatever, that wouldn't be relevant to that topic. But later on at the end of the meeting, we take any general questions, we could answer it at that time. So as always, keep track of what we're doing. We love what we're doing. I love being your mayor, and God bless all of you.